knows how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with. That's me.
I am not an African American.
You're Oreo cookie, white in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro, I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead, make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Welcome to the third hour of the Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Thank you so much for being with me. Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. What do you say, Patrick?
You know, you had the Libyan embassy murder and attack, and I did talk about that because the same day it was happening. I was here. That was a Tuesday, and I was talking about that.
That was a terror attack, by the way. It happened on 9/11.
Yeah, and that's one of the points that I'm going to get to. Susan Rice, who is our ambassador to the UN, was going on all the Sunday talk shows and telling everybody that this killing, this murder of our ambassador there in the embassy, Chris Stevens, was because of an anti-Muhammad movie, right? Some real bad movie that somebody made.
Amazing that they did that.
And she's going around spreading this idea that it was because of this movie.
That was amazing. Not the movie being amazing, but the fact that the people who are supposed to protect us is out there lying to us about what really happened.
Yes. And it was a lie. And now the Independent, which was a newspaper across the pond, said that America was warned of the embassy attack but did nothing. Okay, so we knew ahead of time. And then we found later, they found Chris Stevens had like a little logbook, like a diary book. And he had written stuff in there that he was very afraid, right, that there was stuff going on. So we found out, well, the people that were doing these attacks, we found out that they had Russian-made machine guns. They had rocket-propelled grenades. Okay, does this sound like some spontaneous,
I'm telling you,
something obviously is going on. These guys were found out to be extremists linked to Al-Qaeda. They're terrorists.
Yeah.
Okay. My point is, Susan Rice was propagating a lie. The administration, she didn't go out there on her own. I mean, she was told what to say, and she went out and said it. She lied about what the actual situation was.
Amazing.
And it caused me to think back, okay, Americans historically don't like presidents who lie, right?
Yeah.
The first thing you want in a president is someone who tells you the truth. You want to feel secure that what they're saying is really the reality. Well, remember when Richard Nixon got in trouble and they broke into the Watergate Hotel and they were looking for, dirt on the Democrats? Well, what was the problem? The problem wasn't so much that they broke into the hotel, G. Gordon Liddy and these guys. The problem was they tried to cover it up, right? That's what got him in trouble. I am not a crook, and all this stuff. And people basically got rid of Richard Nixon because he was found to be a liar.
Yeah.
Now, what I think is interesting in this day and age is we've at some point changed over in America and gone over into this new type of stage where all of a sudden a guy who's found out to be like Nixon, a liar, it doesn't matter as much. And even the media admitted that this guy, the Obama and his administration, lied about the terrorist attacks. Now, they also lied. Obama went on to, he had a Univision. There was a Univision interview with Univision, which was funny because Univision is this Hispanic, Spanish language network, and yet these guys blew the socks off of our regular media that are supposed to be so amazing by actually asking tough questions. And in the interview, they asked Obama about Fast and Furious, and Obama claims that George Bush started Fast and Furious, okay? So now there was a program, called gun walking program that was started there where they did allow some guns to walk down to Mexico and they tracked the guns and all that. But to do it on this mass scale where they don't even know what happened to the guns in Fast and Furious, just let the guns go down there and all sorts of people were killed, including our border agent, that's a whole different matter. Now, he lied.
Yeah.
Obama lied about Fast and Furious because it wasn't happening under Bush. It happened under him. And Jake Tapper of ABC actually reported it. So you're getting a little bit now, and I don't think when Jake Tapper reported this, I don't think he reported it on TV as far as I know. I think he just probably put it on the internet. I think some of the media is a little guilty. They know that they've been propping up Obama for 4 years, and so they feel a little guilty about it. So I think people like Jake Tapper have some they have some truth in them.
But
I don't think that they want to put it out all the way.
Right. I think, too, that they're becoming a little more concerned, especially when it comes to security, and that these people want to kill us, and you have a president of the United States who is unwilling to protect us or even to be honest about it. And when they hit us, it doesn't matter what color you are. I do want to ask you, the ambassador that was killed, Chris Stevens.
Yes.
And he wrote in his diary about his concerns about what was going on. Did he tell anybody? Did he tell the administration?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
One thing I do know is that his diary was left out on the floor, and even after what happened, we didn't go in there and grab his diary and take it away. It got found by CNN.
Really?
Yeah, and then CNN had a funny email exchange. One of the reporters from CNN had an email exchange with one of the administration guys, and basically started asking him hard-hitting questions. Why did we have to find this?
Yeah.
Why was the security so poor? And this guy who, on the administration who worked for Hillary Clinton, ended up telling the CNN guy that was asking the questions, basically telling him, I can't say it on radio here, but he told him in no uncertain terms to buzz off, let's say. It's interesting that everything that happens has a way of sometimes helping Obama because the media pushes it that way. So if Romney goes somewhere and says something about lax security at the Olympics, warning somebody, which is the same thing the press was saying anyway, all of a sudden that's a gaffe. If he says that Jerusalem should be the capital of Israel and Obama won't say that, it's a gaffe that Romney said that. If Obama, through his negligence, gross negligence, gets Chris Stevens, our ambassador, murdered, okay, and it's on Obama, it's on him, then somehow when Romney speaks about that, that's a gaffe.
Yeah.
So it's like this backwards kind of mentality. And as an example of that, let's talk about for just 1 minute here, the 47% speech that Romney gave. 47% of these people are on the government's, sucking off the government, okay?
Right.
They're getting freebies. They're getting everything they need from the government. And basically what he was saying is, I can't worry about those people. Now, he wasn't saying as a human being, I'm not worried about it. He was saying, politically speaking, I can't go after them because they've already been bought off by Obama. I think he should have even been more specific in saying, as this thing came out later when they were saying, oh, you don't care about 47%. The point is about Obama. Obama is growing the 47%.
Yeah.
He is purposely growing. He's like the wicked mother that you may have talked about at times. Narcissistic mother, where they actually grow a weak child on purpose so they can love the child. That's what Obama does, and he also wants total control over that child. So he wants to make them totally dependent on the government, so he can be the loving mother, but also so that kid can't get away from him. That kid is forced to go for everything they need back to the mother, and that's who Obama is. Now, when Romney pointed that out, he was right. There's nothing that he said that was wrong. It was completely correct.
We have that soundbite.
Okay.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it. But it's an entitlement, and the government should give it to them. And they will vote for this president no matter what. And I mean, the president starts off with 48, 49, 40. He starts off with a huge number. These are people who pay no income tax. 47% of Americans pay no income tax. So our message of low taxes doesn't connect. And he'll be out there talking about tax cuts for the rich. I mean, that's what they sell every 4 years. And so my job is not to worry about those people. I'll never think they said they should take personal responsibility and care for their lives. What I have to do is convince the 5 to 10% in the Senate that are independent, that are thoughtful, that look at voting one way or the other, depending upon, in some cases, emotion, whether they like the guy or not.
Exactly.
Excellent. He's right about that.
He's right on the money.
Totally right.
Now, one more thing about this income tax. 47% pay no income tax. Obama said, I'm going to give a middle-class tax cut. I never knew what he meant before. Now it just hit me. I understand what he meant. He did give a tax cut to these people, meaning they pay nothing. So they don't have any skin in the game. All they do is take. They're now permanently with Obama or the liberal Democrat
Back
class.
in a moment, coming straight to your calls, folks.